No! I had one too many tabs open, so I missed it. Hello! Oh, hello! Hello. How are you, Alyosha? Hello. It feels a bit odd today because, we weren't able to stream yesterday. And because I wasn't able to stream yesterday, it kind of feels like today is Monday. I don't know if that makes sense. It's been a goofy few weeks of streaming. I feel like it's kind of a bummer. But we're getting there. Like I said, the work ebbs and flows. It ebbs and flows. So sometimes you have very very calm, like months at a time, and then sometimes it's just absolute chaos, like deadlines trying to get everything together. I had a great 2 years of not chaos. And now suddenly, like in the last few months, it's just kind of chaos incarnate, just lots of what do you call it? Just busyness. I think busyness is the best way to describe it. It's okay. It's fun, but also not fun. Like I was working until 10:30 last night. That was not fun. I was so glad I canceled stream because at first the stuff I had to do late for work, I was like, oh, maybe I'll be done like an hour later and so I can turn on stream after that. But no, I was working till 10:30, so no stream was gonna happen unless we have some night dwellers who would hang out with me at like midnight. But at that point I was so tired, dude. I just crashed. But I wasn't alone. I had some other team members also trapped, so it's a little less what's the word, bummer, depressing, sad. Misery loves company. That's basically how yesterday was, so it wasn't as bad as it could have been. Hi Colin, how are you? The master of tiny. It was kind of perfect. You have to admit, it was perfectly bad. She's being responsible. Boo! You know what, y'all? You're right. I'm gonna quit my job and go full-time streaming, and it'll be great. I've talked about this with Val. Not about quitting my job to stream. That is not a preface that. I always give Val like goofy like product ideas, it's just something I have fun doing. And for years I have pitched to him that I am going to quit my job so that I can start a business selling socks to squirrels, because it's an sorry, my breath or my coffee, oh my gosh, it's an untapped market, y'all. I'm telling you that no one else is selling socks to squirrels, so it's a monopoly. And then you get them. The thing is, they don't even have to pay in currency. They start paying you in, like, nuts and acorns and things that they've gathered. And then because you've done that, they're not storing their nuts and acorns and things that they gather. And so they're not accidentally planting trees. And so there's not trees sprouting around the world. And so oxygen is diminishing. And then all the world governments are in a panic because they're like, oh my gosh, what has happened to the squirrels and their accidental tree production? And I'll be like, I have them right where I want them. And so then I am no longer just selling socks to squirrels. I'm now negotiating at a international scale. International, I say. So that's in short, no one steal my idea, but selling socks to squirrels to, hold a monopoly on the economy of accidental tree like planting and production. It's a long con game because again, it would take, like 30 to 40 to maybe even 50 years for any sort of world government to realize that I've completely destabilized the accidental tree growth economy. But when we get there, I will be retiring from my corporate job. So it's an investment. As they say, invest your money. Don't just let it sit. I am investing mine in squirrels with socks. But, you do you. That's all I gotta say. Hi, Cobra! Hello! It is somewhat of a yap time. It is. We are doing the yap, huh? Untapped market, exactly. Untapped market. I say that I have my fan that I got from Japan in my hand. It's very comfy to just, when I'm yapping. I always gotta have something in my hand. Lately, the thing in my hand has been my fan. Untapped market. I'm telling you, it's gonna make numbers. It's gonna make numbers. That's what we gotta say. Are you worried about stockings for chipmunks suing you for patent infringement? No, I am not. You know why? Because squirrels are better than chipmunks. I said it, and I stand by it. Therefore, you cannot sue me because you're lamer, you know? If you're lamer, it just can't happen. That's the rules. That's the rules of court. The cooler idea wins in patent law. Let me tell you that. I know a thing or two about patent law, and it's the cooler person who wins. So yeah, checkmate stockings with chipmunks. SFC, I guess, would be their acronym. Stands for silly. I can't say that word on stream. The chipmunks. Just one question. Who will manufacture the squirrel socks? Excellent question. That is a great question. Who is manufacturing those socks? Actually, that's where the chipmunks come in. You know? What you do is you, like, no one's employing animals right now, other than, I guess, like, drug-sniffing dogs and stuff and, like, emotional support animals. But I don't think they're getting paid. I offer payment, you know? And what do animals know about? We'll still pay fair wages, but fair wage that an animal needs is very different than fair wages that a human needs. You know, like just cost-wise. I guess, well, pet stuff's getting kind of expensive, and vet bills are getting kind of expensive, but in the grand scheme of things, the costs are lower for an animal. So, we'll pay them fair wages that will help them build, a strong, like a family and have a great life and be able to have, like, Netflix and vacation a couple times a year and all that. But our costs should still be somewhat low because, again, who else is hiring them, you know? Not that I have a monopoly per se, and so I'm going to be a bad employer, but because who else is even offering it? So every animal is going to come in and be like, I would like to help you make your socks, Fury. You know, I'm like, yes, great, excellent. And then we'll hire them. Like I said, we'll provide a great income. And also, in some cases, we could barter because maybe they want the nuts and acorns and stuff that we're getting from the squirrels, right? You know? And if we hire, I don't know, crows or something, they could kind of sustain their own, like they could actually bring profit to the business because if they bring shiny things and those shiny things are worth money, like depending on what animals we're hiring, like they could actually bring in income for us while also we pay them. It could be a whole thing, you know. It could be self-sustaining, but the whole point is no one's paying them right now, so they would be very open and happy to join my company, you know. What's that? Very high in champion group chipmunk. No, we're gonna pay them a fair wage. What that is for a chipmunk, I don't know, but we'll bridge that gap when we get there. Like I said, it's gonna take like 30 to 50 years for like international governments, the governments of the world, to figure out what we've done. So we have some bake time, and it's also an investment, right? Because the assumption is that these world governments are gonna have to give us a lot of money. So like even if we're in the red for 50 years, we do come out ahead in the end. So worth. You know? My cat Hazel has been barissaing on the weekends. My Lisp right now, we put up a like bird feeder on one of our windows, a clear one, because you know we've gotten into birding and we want to see the birds in our area. And Whisper has decided it's her job to guard that spot. So she's kind of created her own job, which honestly, brilliant. Of course, she's my daughter. Of course, you know, she came up with a way to get the job herself, but she's figured out she can't park herself in front of the window with the feeder, you know, because if she puts herself on that one, then the birds leave. And she wants to bully the birds, but she doesn't want the birds to leave. So she goes to the window next to it where the birds understand that they're safe or like far enough from her that Whisper can't get to them. And she'll just sit there and like slam on the glass and like jump around all over the windowsill and like bully them in her own way, you know, but the birds are like, whatever, and they don't care and they just keep eating. So like we get to enjoy, you know, the birds, and Whisper also gets to enjoy the birds in her own way. So, you know, she's a career woman. We're proud of her. What's that again? You're gonna be A-okay. Oh yeah, no worries. I hope you I hope the yapping we do isn't chaotic for your background. Hello, hi, Soy. Insulated workforce and bankrupt competitors and legal fees. Sign me up. Yay! We got our first investor. I'm telling you, squirrels with socks. Val doesn't see the vision, but I've been concocting this for years. Otters can use tools. Oh, dude, I'd love to hire some otters. They're so cute. They would bring so much morale into the office, you know? Yeah, and like the nice thing about otters is their version of working is also their version of relaxation because you know when they use the rocks to get out the food and stuff, they're chilling, they're happy, but also they're doing a job. So it's like a double positive if you hire them. Thinking about it, you'll be AFK for the what's that? You'll be AFK for the Mexico soccer game. So you'll be down 1-1. No worries, man. No worries. I am so hyped for that game. The South Korea Mexico game. I've been hearing lots of fun about it. So I'm excited to hear how it goes. This should be a really good game. Tactical whisper deployment. Yeah, we've employed her, but she's decided to become evil. You. Oh, hold on. What's that? You can't receive a welcome. It's okay. It's okay. But yeah, so we've where is it going? This socks for squirrels. Yeah, socks for squirrels. So yeah. Anyways, I'll tell next time I come up. I don't know if I'll ever be able to come up with a better business idea, honestly, than socks with squirrels. I think it's kind of brilliant. like when I really think about it, I think it's pretty good. But you know, someone might steal my idea. Don't steal my idea. Taking after him. But that dude, I'm so proud of her. She's such a cutie. Oh, she's not here right now. She's still probably upstairs bullying the birds, if I'm being honest. I tried bringing her down, you know, to hang out with me, and she's like, nah, I want to bully the birds. The romance between Mexico and Korea and them having to battle it out is kind of Korean soap ex novelas. It really is, dude. I've been seeing, so y'all know, my social media algorithm is like 90% cooking. I have been getting so much like Mexican Korean fusion food. It looks so good. I might have to try making some this weekend. I mean, honestly, Mexican goes good with any fusion. It's pretty easy, but specifically, I feel like all the like Korean recipes I've been seeing that have been fusing with Mexican food have looked very good. And I've never really thought about it. Like mixing them together. So I'm very excited to try that out this weekend. Which will be Socks with Squirrels Tactical Group Lead. I mean, yeah, like birds are kind of the natural enemy of squirrels. They do kind of compete for the same areas, the same like food that's left out, and kind of everything. If you think about it, like I don't know about in nature, but at least in suburban nature where humans are, they definitely kind of compete for the same resourcing. So, we kind of need Whisper to keep an eye on the birds. One second. I had the cough. I don't like so coffee. Maybe I'm coffee because I haven't I haven't been able to stream much lately. Y'all know it's been a little chaotic in my life, so maybe my voice is just like, oh yeah. Right. Can I oh sorry, I don't know what that means. We all know the saying, early bird gets the worm, so the lazy fucking squirrel doesn't. We need to keep the birds away, though. With the squirrels, dude. When we were out at nature, when we were out in, like, the nature areas, like, I think it was a week or two ago when we were doing birding, I saw this squirrel, but I only saw the, like, the what do you call it? The tail. And I was telling Val, I was like, back up. Okay, backing up. I was told Val, I was like, dude, that's a squirrel. Like a legit squirrel. Like a wood squirrel. That's so much different than a park squirrel. I don't know how to explain it, but it was different. And so we saw this squirrel, or Val didn't say the squirrel. I saw the squirrel. I was like, no, that's a squirrel. And so I went trying to find the squirrel, but because he was like a legit squirrel, he didn't want anything to do with me. He ran up a tree. And I was like, oh. No, don't do that. We make each other. Oh no, it's okay. I like how my channel is, but thank you. But yeah, so I was like trying to get to the squirrel. And dude, was not having it. He ran up that tree. It was a tall tree. So I'm gonna try to find another squirrel. We'll see. One day I'm gonna make friend with a squirrel that doesn't already like humans. Although that's probably a little. Honestly, all squirrels you probably don't want actually near you. You know. It's not the yeah, they have a lot of diseases and stuff. So I wouldn't recommend actually getting near a squirrel, you know? But I do want it. Scream really loud to test it out. No, I'm just kidding. I think we've already I've already ruined y'all's eardrums enough at this point. If you like have hearing issues in 20 or 30 years, you might be able to point to my stream as one of the issues. I think a lot of birds also eat squirrels. Hawks come to mind. Hawks, they eat squirrel. Oh my gosh, I thought squirrels were too big, like too big for them. No, thank you. One second. There we go. Sorry. There's someone trying to sell stuff on the stream. But yeah, so they walk I didn't actually know that. I mean, I knew they ate small things like mice and stuff, but I didn't know they were like squirrels. Squirrels can get big. Can't they weigh like 10 pounds? What? How much does the average squirrel weigh? I would say 5 to 10 pounds. How much does the average squirrel weigh? What? Really? 1 to 2, like 1.5 pounds? Okay, wow. I do not understand how weight works. 2 pounds, dude. I thought it was 5 to 10 pounds squirrel. I guess that would be Nutella sized, wouldn't it? Nutella's like 8 or 9 pounds. Yeah, okay. Maybe I've never seen a squirrel up close before. In my head, I was like, yeah, 5 to 10 pounds seems reasonable. They got pretty big tails. They walk around wires and mess up your plants. Yeah. They're a little bit of a problem. I mean, they're cute though, right? I actually thought the squirrels were going to get into our feeder, but I guess we put them high enough off the ground that the squirrels can't reach them, you know? Yeah, no, squirrels are so small. I mean, you don't really see squirrels in zoos and stuff, and people don't really keep squirrels as pets. So I only see them far away. And I feel like all the squirrels that I've gotten close to were at my university, and university squirrels are kind of notorious for just being really fat. So maybe my perspective on squirrels is a little skewed. What's that? Did you or someone you know suffer hearing or tinnitus from watching Curiver? You might be entitled to compensate. Your compensation is getting to watch more of the cute cat VTuber, you know? That's your compensation package. That's take it or leave it. That's all I can give you. More cat girl stuff or streams. No, they're so small. This is a learning for me. And you see it varies from hawk, but they'll eat anything they can rip up. Oh my gosh! That's so scary. I don't want to think about them ripping. The other day we saw a bird flying and we couldn't figure out if the bird... Okay, maybe y'all would know this. If a bird has something in its mouth, like something it's eating, its prey, would it be in its mouth while it's flying, or would it be in its talons, in its feet? Because we saw something... And we couldn't figure out if the bird just had a long beak or it had something in its mouth. And Val and I were like, I don't know. Like, we've never seen a bird. I feel like in pictures they carry them in their claws. But maybe this bird was into putting it in its mouth? I have no idea. We didn't know the right answer. Eagles eat turtles. Really? Oh my gosh, that's so sad. I feel like you ever see like clips of streamers and they watch something really, really like simple with cute animals and they start crying. I feel like that's about to be me thinking about the animals with the hawks and the eagles. We have talked about one of our dogs is really small. And so we've talked about getting if there was eagles or like, you know, birds of prey in the area, we get them one of those little vests with all the spikes on it and stuff. So that the birds wouldn't carry him away. We haven't had a problem with it yet, but we did for a little bit have a bird in one of our old houses that was a little like it would swoop down sometimes. So we had that problem for a little bit, but he stopped after like a month. Because I say, bird, stop! That's all I got, really, honestly. I would run up when the bird would be trying to swoop and I'd wave my arms, and I think I just looked, you know, like those wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube men? Yeah, I think I just scared the bird enough of doing that. I was like, wow, she's kind of crazy. And so the bird left me alone. Googling the black giant squirrel weighs 2.8 pounds. And since it's a giant squirrel, I doubt it's much bigger. Well, that's so interesting. I really thought squirrels were big. I don't want to Google a picture of a fat squirrel. I feel like I'd feel bad afterwards. Crows usually fly with food in their mouth, not in his talons, but I can't say for raptors. I don't know if it was a bigger bird. It almost like a, kind of like a heron or something. It was a pretty big, it looked like a waterfowl of some kind, is what I would guess. Get Nutella flacken. Yeah, I do worry about this, but they don't actually go after Nutella. They go after one of our other dogs. He's like a Shih Tzu poodle mix. He's a little guy, all white fur. So we do worry about him sometimes. Cat VTuber discovers nature is brutal live. I don't want it to be brutal. I want to be nice. I want to be nice and cute. But, like, alas. Stay hydrated, y'all. I hope y'all are also drinking your water right now. So, one second. I need to cough again. Okay, we're better. My favorite fact about eagles, allegedly an eagle killed a famous philosopher. Dude, eagles are kind of mean. We had one, and once they take up nests, you can't move them. They're protected. And we had one that was on one of our buildings at our university. And for like a couple months, because she was laying her eggs, she would dive bomb anyone that was going near that building. It was one of my buildings that I needed. It happened to be the chemistry building. And so for the few of us that were in the chemistry program, we were getting attacked like daily. And I'm not even joking. The chemistry program picked up hard hats for like the students that were going to were like in their program. And so you would just wear a hard hat on your way because they couldn't legally move this eagle because it was too dangerous. So for months, I would walk to my classes and lab and stuff with a hard hat on when I passed through that area because some kid didn't put their hard hat on because they thought it was dumb, and they got scratched all across their head and like were bleeding. They literally came to lecture bleeding, and the professor was like, "What? Are you okay?" And he's like, "Oh, it's okay. I'm ready." They obviously made him go to the campus clinic to get it checked. But dude, I don't know if he was just like running on adrenaline or didn't realize how bad it was, but there was like blood dripping from his head, dude. It was brutal. He was fine though. He was fine. He came to lab a couple hours later. He was in my lab group. Hi Night, how are you? Hello. Decaf coffee is basically water, right? Decaf isn't it still coffee? I've started drinking matcha, so I am now one of those people that has coffees in the morning. I have started making this blended strawberry matcha. So, okay, let me walk y'all through. So, obviously, I make the matcha. And then I put that in the glass. I like it iced, so I pour that over ice. The water is hot when I'm making the matcha, and then I pour it over ice, so it gets like room temperature. And then, I blend up strawberries, and so I get like a nice strawberry, like, I guess you would call it water. And then I, put it through a little, like, what would you call it? Like a strainer, to make sure that none of the seeds, so it's nice and smooth. But of course you eat the pulp because there's good nutrients in the pulp. I just don't like drinking like the seeds and stuff. And then I've been putting some collagen powder actually in my strawberry matcha, and it's very nice. It's unflavored, so it doesn't add any flavor, but it is very nice for your skin to have that. And like I said, it changes nothing about the drink. It actually makes it like, if you blend it up with the strawberries, it gets a little creamy, which is kind of like a nice texture. But if you just put it in there and mix it, you don't get that like cream factor. Very, very nice drink. Highly recommend. Decaf still has about 5 milligrams of caffeine. That's kind of funny. I guess 5 milligrams is basically nothing, right? He was bald and got a troll dropped on his head. Oh no. You can't stay long. No worries. Later night. We used to bonk each other on the head with wrenches while we were wearing hard hats to see if we could feel it. Kind of puts in perspective why I can't remember most of 2018. Yeah, they're definitely. I feel like I think about some of the dumb stuff I did when I was younger, like safety wise. It's like, dude, what was I thinking? No fear at all. You know. So we older and smarter now. One of the benefits of being older. It's lucky that we're dumb when we're younger and our bodies can handle the stupidity, you know? Normal cup of coffee is like 95 milligrams. Okay, yeah, so that's almost like 10 orders, like 10 times more. That makes sense. Reminds me, it's boba time strawberry matcha. It's boba time strawberry matcha. Yeah, the strawberry matcha, I feel like drinks have been going really viral lately because they're so pretty with the green and like red when you mix them together. Obviously, or like when you first put them together. Once you mix it, it just looks like poop. It looks brown when you mix the green and the red. But when you're pouring the green and it's slowly going through the red and it hasn't mixed yet, it's very like viral, very pretty. Also, the taste is kind of subtle. Because I'm using fresh strawberries, I don't feel like a strong strawberry taste. But it's overall pleasant. I don't do too. I only do like a teaspoon of matcha too. So it's almost like I'm having like kind of flavored water almost. It's not super strong, which I like that. I don't want strong flavors in the morning. I want something light. I do wonder though if the the whole matcha situation with my drinks and everything and the caffeine is why I've been working through my day without eating because I've been too focused. So I don't know if that's a problem or not. I feel like I've been too productive lately. I don't like that. I like productivity, but over productivity can be somewhat of a problem because then suddenly everyone's like, "Oh, wow, Viri, look at all the stuff you can do." It's like, no, no, no. I just had caffeine. That's all it is. I promise you, I'm not productive. I will go back to how I was before. You use frozen strawberries for your protein shakes, makes it more like a milkshake. Oh, yeah, that is really nice because if you use frozen fruit instead of using ice for your like shakes and stuff, then you don't get watered down. But you still get that very nice consistency. I do that a lot. I was making smoothies a lot in the morning, but it's not that hard to do. But it's a very cold beverage to have in the morning, and I usually don't like something that cold in my morning, so I kind of stopped with smoothies just because it was like getting a brain freeze first thing in the morning because I'm so susceptible to cold things. It's like, that's not really my jam, you know? There's also allegedly a Greek playwright who saw a donkey eating his figs and found it hilarious and said, "Someone get him some wine to wash it down to him." So that was funny. He was so funny, he laughed to death. What? That's actually, okay, that's funny. What a way to go, though. Laughing to death? I'd be kind of okay with that, honestly. It's like, I had so much fun. You know, I enjoyed myself so much that I literally died from the enjoyment. I think that's acceptable. But, I don't know if I'd want to die laughing about a donkey eating figs. Yeah, it makes sense. I bring it to work and drink it 2 to 3 hours later. Oh, yeah, that would be a little better. I think that'd be a little better. You don't like cold things in the morning, too? You wait for your overnight oats or microwave them a bit? Yeah. I usually... So before I started the matcha, my first meal of the day, or first thing I had for the day, would usually not be until, like, noon or so. But since I've started doing the matcha in the morning, it's the first thing. I mean, I get up around 6:45. We go on a walk with the dogs. Depending on what I need to get done for the morning, I'll either do some dishes when we get back or like what is the word I'm looking for? Oh yeah, meal prep. I'll do some meal prep and then I'll make my matcha right before it's time for everyone to eat because they don't eat till 8. So I have a little time spare. So basically I have some productivity between around 7 to 8. It's just me time relaxing. Sometimes I'll open my laptop and see if anyone left a a comment on YouTube or something. So if you see me responding to YouTube comments and stuff, and it's like 6 or 7 in the morning, it's because that's actually the time I do that. Yeah, I don't know. I've never thought before until this moment if it's kind of weird when people see that I don't respond to stuff until like later after the stream, literally the next morning, but that is actually the reason, because it's like my me focus time between 7 to 8. It's kind of base. It is kind of base. Yeah, I'm laughing to death at a donkey. It was ancient times. It's basically the funniest thing they had back then. Do you think they had like fart jokes and stuff back then, or memes? They probably had memes. I'm sure have we found ancient memes? Let me look. Have we found ancient memes? What are some historical precursors to the modern meme? Okay, yeah, I know about Kilroy during World War II. Mosaic art in places like Pompeii and Herculaneum, especially the ones depicting gladiator matches. They're pretty close to what you're looking for. Some ancient graffiti from those areas contains vulgar humor akin to yo mama jokes. That's kind of funny. Let's see if there's some pictures of these. The problem is, like, dude, you used to actually be able to go to Google Images and find stuff. Now, if you don't do Google Images and sort from, like, pre-2020, literally every top result is just AI trash. It's kind of annoying. You can't enjoy the internet anymore! One of my coworkers used to make overnight oats, but he wouldn't put milk in them. He'd just leave the dry oats in the break room fridge overnight and didn't get why they turned out. But what? Wait. He would just leave dry oats in the break room fridge overnight. What did he literally think? Did he think overnight oats were literally just oats overnight? What did he think would happen? Wait, what? Yeah, of course they turned out bad. He was just eating he was eating oats that just sat overnight. That's so funny. Mosaics. Why didn't we find soy? I don't know what that is. Soy jacks. Soy jacks. Never heard of that before. Oh. Oh, wow. Oh my gosh. I didn't know these types of pictures had I didn't know they had a name. I never knew these had a name. Huh. Did they really find those in pyramids? It's kind of funny. Yeah, I mean, that's the name, but like... What? I can't imagine just overnight oats, just like without liquid. You just put oats in a container in the fridge. What do you think's gonna happen? They're still just oats. You didn't do any. It's not like just putting them overnight in the fridge somehow change them. I mean, I guess, yeah, if you take the name literally, you could perhaps think that's how it works. But, like, what? Sometimes I think look, I'm gonna say something. I don't think this is controversial, but when you say someone is of average intelligence, or average, if you say something's average of anything, that's middle of the pack. That's the average. That means, but you know, there's half below, half above. Like that's the middle. That's the middle. Anyways, that's my, yeah. That's what I always tell when I say like, oh yeah, I mean, I don't ever tell someone they're kind of average, but when I think like, oh yeah, you know, it's kind of average, I have to remember, like, set my baseline of what average actually means. Like, average intelligence is actually like 50%, you know? You're doing pretty okay if you really think about it. Like, you're middle of the pack, but that means there's got to be the 50% below you. That's kind of scary. It's kind of scary. They not only had fart jokes, one of the best known jesters had an act of a tumble whistle and a fart known as Roland the Farter. He was not a smart man. Yeah, I kind of pick up on that, Colin. Oh my gosh. No, I mean, I'm familiar of what a soy jack looks like. Like, I know, when I looked up the image, I recognize, like, I've seen memes of this, but I didn't know like, it had a name, you know? I guess, like, that frog, Pepe Frog, or whatever. I guess that has a name too. I didn't learn that till recently either. I'm not really up on my meme culture, yo. What's a popular meme that I know SpongeBob memes. Let me Google most popular memes. Most popular memes. At least I don't call them like memes. History of memes. OC. Oh, that's a big. Oh my gosh. I don't recognize famous memes and what. I recognize the Kermit the Frog memes. Yeah. Let's look at this top 50 famous memes and what they mean. Distracted boyfriend. I know distracted boyfriend. What are these? I don't know. I guess I've seen some of this like format. I've seen this format, but I didn't know these memes have specific names. That's my thing. Like I didn't know we had a dictionary you could look up for these, or like a reference sheet. I kind of just look up like that one SpongeBob meme where he like does the breathe sigh thing, you know, like with like his arms out. That's what I'll Google. Maybe I'm old. Needs that nighttime fresh air. Yeah, it just makes your oats a little better. It's not like they've been overnight in the bag or anything. He clearly doesn't spend enough time on 4. I've never once in my life looked at 4chan. I didn't even know 4chan was like a thing, like a site. I thought it was like a concept in the same way. What was that like anarchy group or something that wasn't actually a group, but it was just anyone doing that kind of hacking was all under the same umbrella. I thought that's what 4chan was. Like that, I don't know, I guess kind of like edgier type meme stuff. I thought it was just like an amalgamation of the concept when people would say 4chan, but it turns out like it's a website that people go to. I didn't know that. I don't even know if I'm saying the correct thing. Maybe it's not a website. I think it's a website. Dude, I don't know. I have no idea. To be fair, that meme is not really known for its name. Yeah, that's a thing. Like, I didn't know they had. Oh yeah, Anonymous. Yeah, Anonymous is the Vendetta mask. Anonymous. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking about. Anonymous. I thought it was that similar concept where Anonymous isn't really a group. Maybe it started out as a group, but now it's a concept, and anyone who does that specific activity kind of just labels themselves under the umbrella and says they're anonymous. Like 4chan and pull. Yeah, I have no idea. It's like my side of the internet is mostly like cat memes and cooking videos. So not even cat memes. It's mostly cooking videos. A lot of anime. I watched a lot of anime and like multiverse. I'm pretty up to date on YouTube anime memes. Like early 2000s YouTube anime memes. I'm pretty on board for that. I remember there was this entire meme series going through Naruto, and it was like following the day-to-day life of the Akatsuki, if you remember them, with like obviously if you was Naruto, you know the evil group. They had like the black robes with the red clouds. And it was this entire meme. It was just following their daily life, and it was really like silly drawn. I remember I like enjoyed that series. I can't even find it anymore, so I don't even know if it still exists. But I remember there was this one bit where one of the guys was talking. He was trying to show like how evil he was, and he was like, "Yeah, in the mornings, I brush my teeth, then I drink orange juice." And I was like, I don't get it. I don't understand why that's so bad. And so little Viri literally went and brushed her teeth and then drank orange juice. And yeah, it was pretty horrible. So I wouldn't recommend it. But it still sticks in my head sometimes. Now, after I brush my teeth, I specifically wait like at least an hour before I ingest anything because I'm so traumatized from this orange juice situation. So early, which is the way you're supposed to, by the way, brush your teeth. After you brush your teeth, you're not supposed to eat or drink anything for 30 minutes. I didn't learn that from a dentist. I learned it from a skit from early 2000s anime YouTube. So, yeah. Take it from me, watching YouTube can improve your dental hygiene, apparently. I am anonymous. Hello! Did stream die? Oh, it was you? Oh, okay. I was like, oh, maybe stream dead. That's our theory. I don't think I want to be no. That's my theory as the person who learned her dental hygiene from early 2000s anime YouTube. I don't want to be correlated to that, but I mean, honestly, fair. I can't argue against it. I had a bowl of nails for breakfast without any milk. Okay, SpongeBob, tough guy. You part of the salty spittoon? What an iconic episode. I was actually trying to put together... Dude, okay. Whatever you put, it... Wait. Okay, Pan, you put... On YouTube, it translated it. It thinks you put Japanese. You put Viri... And it translated for me to men. But when I hover over it, it's Viri. Why did it translate Viri into men? That's not even the word for Viri in wait. Japanese to English. It does not mean men. It's not, yeah, it's not even Japanese. It's from it's from Viri. Like green. You know? That's where it's from. Viri from Viri. The audacity. What? A bowl of what? A bowl of nails. Wait, it translated and then into Japanese it was men. It did not translate men into Viri, but if you write Viri, wait, someone write Viri on YouTube, lowercase Viri. I want to see if it does it for someone else. It translated the also. It said and then it translates the and then I hover over it and it translated it into men. Manly, viril in Spanish. Viril is viril. Is it men? I don't think viril. Viral. Okay. I was like, what? Vereen. I don't know. I'm actually really confused with that. Well, you have a huge delay. I think there might have been some weird stream lag happening or something with my stream. I don't know. I always have the stability and bitrate information about my stream turned off because it's I have problems with it and I don't want to acknowledge it. So out of sight, out of mind, you know. You could say, well, Viri, this could be an opportunity for you to add put higher quality into your content and experience for your viewers. But also, would it be a Viri stream if I made it high quality? If you really think about it, it's kind of my brand. The scuff is a brand. And if I put... And also, a lot of times when I try to fix the scuff and make it better, I found that I make it worse. I kind of thought it would be fun to make a stream where I try to make it as scuffed as possible to see if it actually is scuffed or it's just a normal Viri experience. I had this as a stream idea, but then I realized it's kind of... it's a little self-deprecating, you know? So I haven't gone with the idea yet, but I thought it would be kind of a fire idea to see if y'all notice. And I don't tell y'all either. That's the whole point. I don't tell y'all I've done a more scuff stream, but see if y'all are so used to my scuff that you don't say anything. You're like, yeah, that's just another Viri stream. We know it doesn't auto detect. Yeah, I don't know what it just randomly translates some of the, and it only translates if y'all put single words. It doesn't seem to translate sentences. It only translates like one word. Oh, it's on your end. Is it a Viri stream if there's no? So that's my point. That's my point. But what's the limit? Do y'all have a limit? Is my question. I actually do know y'all have a limit because you do sometimes let me know when things are really off. So there are limits, but can I test it, you know? Can we do, like, A/B experimentation just to... It's like y'all are excited... Like, this is a science experiment, and y'all are my test subjects. You signed the waiver when you turned on my stream, by the way. So, that's not, that's not on me if I, if I publish this in the scientific journal of VTubing, you've acknowledged it by turning on my stream that you're okay with this test. Evil Very is like, I learned from my mistakes. Evil Very is like, I never learn. But I guess that's kind of the point. I learned from my mistakes, and then I don't do anything about it, you know? I think that's the like optimal way to do it. Foofle. Google Translate. Very is Latin for man. Is it actually? So it translated the Latin. Okay, that's that's funny. I mean, I was going again. My name is after green, which is funny because again, I'm not green. But it's more like plant green. You know, it's supposed to be like refreshing and calm, like you're in a what do you call it, like a meadow is kind of the vibes that I feel like my stream gives off. Video stream being an experiment explains. This is all one giant social experiment. I will let y'all know when I publish my paper. I won't credit any of you, but I'll let y'all know. Like a true streamer, I don't give any credit to my viewers. It's all me, you know? That's the when y'all know I've really made it. When I've published the paper, haven't given any of y'all credit, and then take all the glory for myself. I've really made it as a streamer. I hope y'all still will be there to support me. Google Gemini and it's infinite. Yeah. I feel like they're putting it places it doesn't really need to be. I don't know. It's not... I mean, it would actually be useful if it worked when I needed it to work. Like, I do sometimes have people come into my stream and not type in English, and I don't know what they put. And I don't know if they're writing a nice message or if they're saying something incredibly inappropriate that I need to block. Because that's one of the things about streaming is you're in charge of moderation for your channel, and you can get in trouble for that if you don't moderate it, right? So, like, it's not your fault if someone puts something and then you immediately ban the person. But if you just let the, you don't, like, moderate. And then even in general, if people are putting things, even if it's not, like, against terms of service, but you yourself personally don't feel comfortable with, that's on you. You curate your own viewers and your own stream experiences, what I like to say. It can be a little awkward sometimes, when people do certain things and it's like, what? But I think it's always better to just, I like that. We have a very nice, chill, enjoyable stream, so I try to be pretty aggressive about when it seems like there might be a problem, because I wanna keep our coziness, if you will. Google Gemini is good for, I have it test me on geography questions to keep me sharp, and it's pretty good for that. Yeah, I think it's pretty good for, like, questions that have a very clear answer. There's no debate. Like, what is the capital of Texas? That it can handle that. But if there's any subjectivity and it's just, I guess even it's like because it's scraping for the top websites. So if all the top websites are also AI trash and they're all just bouncing off of each other, that's a problem. I don't know. It's kind of a mess. They do have a thing of like with Pokemon, if I remember, with Google. They also are pretty good about taking pictures and asking it what it is. It's pretty good for that. You gotta go eat. What did it just translate? See ya. It translated it to of. I wish it would tell me what language it's translating. But it translates see ya to of, to of. Ladies Delight, thank you so much for hanging out. I hope you enjoy your meal. I hope it's tasty. You had to look up the capital of Texas. It is Austin, yes, Colin. That's the only one I can confirm. I was telling y'all, if I did capitals, I didn't. Apparently, the capital of California is Sacramento, isn't it? I thought it was L.A. or what's the other one? San Francisco. Let's see. Capital of California. Yeah, it's Sacramento. I didn't know it was Sacramento. I was kind of surprised by that, but I guess it makes sense. I feel like not all states, apparently, capitals are their main city. Austin just happens to be a main city in Texas, but not all states are like that. The AI is so bad though. I'm going to a concert in July, but I forgot the date. So I googled artist at venue. The AI said that he didn't have a show there coming up, but the first real was to but the first real link was to buy tickets for the show. Dude, it's kind of the worst. And even like they have a thing now where you can drop they don't show you more than a sentence or two. And then it says drop down. But if you hit the drop down, it goes straight up into this like AI cursed UI thing, and I hate it. I hate it so much. I wish they would just Google used to give you like a nice little paragraph and a picture usually to go with their explanation. Not anymore. Now it's just like this bloated night. I hate it. I hate their Google experience. I think you can put minus AI or something like that to get rid of it, but I want to have to type extra stuff at the end every single time I want to ask a Google question, you know? Like, why you gotta be, sometimes, I told you this, sometimes there's certain companies that I use a lot, and then they make a change, and it just completely ruins the product, and a part of me is like, okay, Viri, what if you just went and got hired, spent a year at the company, cleaned them up, and then left? Just bring the product back to being good, and then you can go do a job you enjoy, you know? I've kind of thought about that, like almost guerrilla warfare, but with companies that ruin their product. I'm on a campaign to fix all the trash. That or I want to work for Costco, because Costco is just great. But other than that, yeah, I just want to go to companies that keep ruining the stuff I enjoy and fixing them. But I don't want to stay there too long. I just want to fix it and then leave. Did you know only one U.S. capital has a population over 1 million people, and it's Phoenix, Arizona? See, I would have guessed Phoenix, Arizona wasn't the capital just because of the situation with all the other capitals, but that makes sense too. Phoenix, Arizona. That's kind of interesting. Excuse me. I was surprised to find out how much stuff Arizona has. Because it's such a hot, dry, desert-like place. I thought it didn't have a lot going on there, but it turns out it's a pretty populous area. Like, a lot of things happen. Sometimes it gives a basic summary and pictures, and Discover with AIs a little bit. Yeah, that's what dude, it's the worst! A lot of times when I need to find things out where it's more kind of an opinion, I just put Reddit in front of my search and just look for the most popular Reddit threads. It's kind of, yeah. I was looking for cozy socks. I was looking up fluffy socks. So, because I think that's what I'm going to request Val get me for my birthday. I told y'all I wanted him to get me, like, some sort of something with relaxation because I've gotten into face masks and stuff. But then I narrowed down what I wanted for relaxation, and it's cozy, like a nice pair of cozy socks. Did you know you can get like alpaca wool? Like alpaca, I don't know, I think you'd call it wool, fur. You can get alpaca wool socks, and you can get them from like, you know, ethically harvested like farms that they you know, like take really good care of their alpacas and all of that, and they make the socks themselves. The whole thing. I was like, that's a really nice pair of socks. I would never, but the whole point of a gift, I feel like, is something that someone would never buy for themselves. It doesn't have to be expensive, right? It doesn't have to be something incredible, but you just something they wouldn't get for themselves that you know they'd appreciate. That's what I always go for gifts. So that's what I told Val. I was like, yeah, I think something. They look so cozy. So, nice and warm, too. But great, like, lounging socks if I have long streams or anything. Gives a basic, what's that? Great hiking trails in Arizona. We're gonna go hiking this weekend and tell you how it goes. Hopefully I don't get eaten by a bear. If I don't show up to stream on Monday, just assume I got eaten by a bear. That's a safe assumption. Deserts are oddly lively. I live in one in Southern California. I always wonder, if you live in a desert environment, is there any fear about water? Like, water's been getting, especially in the California area, water's been like a hot topic. Is there actual fear for locals that live in desert areas, or is it kind of a conflated issue? I mean, like, number-wise, it is an issue. It's 100% an issue, but I always wonder if locals worry about that sort of thing, or they're kind of, like, ambivalent to it because they're like, well, this is just, we live here, you know? It's a desert. Cut out the middleman and get your own alpaca. don't think Shiro would be okay with anything being bigger than him in the house. Oh! Sorry, it's a bot. 1 second. Get this bot. Almost modded that bot. I've almost done that so many times on accident. What if my channel was all just bots that are modded? That would actually be a hilarious. If you made a fresh Twitch channel, your channel, your chat will just be flooded with bots. What if you do that and you mod every single bot that comes into your channel trying to sell you views? Which, by the way, Twitch has really cracked down on views and, like, you know, views being inflated and all of that by people using bots. So it is kind of interesting now, I've told y'all in the last, like, month or two, to see how the bots have been trying to evolve and change their messaging so that Twitch doesn't, like, automatically ban hammer them down. The like bot ecosystem and selling ecosystem, like the messaging of how they tried to get people, has also changed significantly with Twitch putting that out. I thought it was kind of interesting. Not enough people are worried about the water stress. Yeah. That's a joy when she could ban the bot. Dude, I love banning them. I mean, don't get me wrong. If my chat was flooded with them, it would suck. If I didn't have people chatting with me, it would suck. Because I've had some streams where everyone was busy, so no one has showed up to my streams. I don't have like super big stream, you know? So there can be some days where everyone's busy and no one shows up to my chat. And those days where I stream for 2 to 3 hours and there's no one chatting except a bot that comes in and tries to sell me views, that sucks. That's not a good feeling, like, at all. That's not a good feeling. So, like, it's kind of crummy that bots do that. So on days like that, I'm not that happy to see a bot, because it's a little lonely. But yeah, on days when we're yapping away, it is just fun. It's a little joy of mine, you know? A little bit of my area, but it's not too bad for my valley. I think the water bill is like $30. Oh! I mean, that's not horrible for a monthly bill. So, that's reasonable. Oof. It's not an oof. I mean, don't get me wrong. Is it a little like... I don't know, it's like when you say you have no friends. How can someone respond to that? I get that part. But for me, as the person who it happens to, I don't mind that much. I mean, obviously, I like chatting more, but I'm kind of a yapper either way. Even when people don't show up, I feel like I just keep yapping. You know, so I don't necessarily know if it bothers me that much to have an empty stream, as perhaps it does others, because maybe I'm just a chronic yapper. I think that's my thing. I was trying to keep you coming. Oh, I really appreciate it, Colin. Yeah, I do. I like, or I enjoy chatting with y'all quite a bit. But obviously, like I said, on days, there's no pressure. On days when y'all are busy, I still yap a storm up either way. Valley's been on high alert, but no restrictions. Yeah, I've been trying to do some stuff to just do like water conservation. I want to get a rain barrel and like preserve, you know, water. Or like store some water because it's legal where I am. I learned some states that's not legal, but it's okay where I am. So that is definitely one thing that I've been considering doing, is like for like my garden. I also need to get my garden beds in. Oopsies! Yeah, I've been a little bad about getting my garden beds in, so I gotta do that. I'll probably do that this week or next week. I think it should be reasonable. We'll see. It can't be that bad. It's a little late to get plants in though. But also, I don't know. Some nurseries are trying to get rid of stock, so it might be okay. That's so mind-boggling. How is it illegal to catch and store rain in some areas? It is very odd. I think it has something to do with like the safety, like the sanitation of the water. Not all water is made the same, and some areas do have issues with like acid rain and stuff. So they maybe just, it's really hard for someone who doesn't have the resources to properly treat their water, to have that water, and they want to make sure people aren't using it incorrectly, I think. But I do agree. I think it's dumb. Like, people are smart enough to know how to properly handle water and to only use it for specific things. But what can you do? What can you do? I think some people find little workarounds around how to conserve their water even in areas where it perhaps isn't quite legal, you know? People always find clever workarounds. But aw, sorry, Shira's being cute. Cute as always, 1 second. What's this? I got a message from my mother. If your mother messages you, never ignore it. Okay, cool. Ah! I dropped my phone. Okay, I'm back. My phone has been undropped. Water. What did you type that it translated to water? Agua. Okay, yeah, that checks out. Wait, it took one of your M's though. You put agua, and it put water. Apparently Spanish, when you go Spanish to English, you lose some M's. Spanish, apparently speaking Spanish, you're more expressive when you go, whereas in English, you just go, you know? That, according to this translate, that's how it works. You never know, to be honest. Safety rules and regulations are written in blood or something along those lines. Yeah, I agree. I mean, there's definitely reasons for it. Again, this takes us back to the 50% or like the average thing. You have to, when you write safety and laws and everything, you have to think about the not intelligent, the people that don't follow the rules and the people that don't think about it. Those are the people you're regulating towards. This is just how it goes. It's unfortunately, common sense is kind of a dying art. But D-face! Ah! Oh yeah! When you use your phone for your VTuber model, does it sit horizontally or vertically? Great question, Colin. I don't use a phone for my VTuber tracking. I use a webcam because it's a hassle to set up the phone. Do I have a phone? Did I buy a used phone specifically for my VTuber tracking? Yes. Did I only do it once because it was such a hassle to set up and I didn't like it? Also yes. So now I use it to read manga. It's like, you know, I don't know, it's got a nice screen, so I use it for that. But yes is the answer, or I guess the answer is no. I do not use a phone for tracking, the webcam tracking. That's also why my tracking's kind of really goofy sometimes, is because I don't have the fancy tracking set up. That is something, like, everyone's like, oh yeah, you need the fancy webcam tracking and blah, or you need the fancy phone tracking and blah, 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 blah. But I feel like this kind of proves that you don't. You can't, you know, I feel like y'all still get a good amount of expressiveness. Would it be better with my my phone? Yeah, of course it'd be better. But also, there's something to be said about the peace of, oh hi Whisper, the peace of mind of not always having to have everything like set up and ready. Yeah, most VTubers actually use iPhones. It's very few that just do webcam like me. Again, this goes back to we can't have too high quality of a stream. But this just does lead me to a good question. I have tomorrow off. I don't have work tomorrow. And I had a couple of options of what I was going to do. I was going to stream tomorrow during the work day. Well, it's not a work day. I mean, it's a federal holiday in the United States, so a lot of people actually have it off. I was gonna do a couple of things. I was thinking of playing Power World or Stardew Valley all day as an option. I was kind of thinking of doing Halo, but I kind of like doing Halo on Saturdays, so I don't think I'm gonna do that. But yeah, so I was either thinking of that, doing a stream where I rig my new model, or do like co-working stream where I don't just do that, but basically I try to get everything prepped and ready for my my birthday stream, which is actually coming up pretty soon. So I should probably put stuff together for that, just to you know, maybe have a little bit of fun advertising, if you will, maybe a little bit of fun there. But yeah, I gotta get all that together. So I was gonna use Friday to pull all that stuff together. The main thing I still have to do is get stuff together for the D&D campaign. We have everything planned out. I have most of it set up. I just need to get the like Twitch integration working. Yeah, Power World 1.0 is coming out soon, so I kind of want to have like a last hurrah with it, you know? I want to appreciate the old state so that I can enjoy the new state. Very tracky being silly sometimes is part of the magic. It really is. It really is. Yeah. So it's part of the fun. But yeah, I don't know. Again, it's a random stream during the day, so I don't even know if any of y'all can or will show up. It might be one of those streams where I'm just hanging out by myself. But I was thinking of streaming. The only thing I wasn't sure about streaming the rigging of my model is if I stream the rigging of my model, then the model itself isn't a surprise. I don't know how we feel about that. That like the model wouldn't be a surprise to us. It's probably fine. I think it's probably fine, but I don't know. If y'all are super excited where it's like, I really want a surprise, you know? Very don't ruin the magic, then we can work through and figure that out, you know, if you want that. But we'll see. There's I won't spoil too much about it, depending on how y'all answer, but there's a couple opportunities for some fun, like chat integrated toggles. So I want to have everything set up before the birthday stream so that I can have all the toggles and stuff set up, for Twitch chat. I think I can have it set up so that it's with YouTube chat too. It's just integrations are easier with with Twitch chat, unfortunately. But I might, with all the setup, be able to, no, I won't spoil too much, but if you have the channel points for it, you might be able to change the appearance of my model based on the toggle. So you might, you know, it's almost like building a sim, but you're building a Viri. So if you happen to like one look, not to spoil too much, over another look, you will you might get the opportunity, you know? Gary's mod stream. I've never played Gary's mod, so I don't really know the concept of it, honestly. I don't even know what type of play stuff. I thought it was like a house builder game. Gary's mod. I'm pretty sure some games, like Gary's not supposed to be really flexible with like making things, right? Like a lot of mods or games, a lot of games first started out as Gary's mods, right? It's a physics sandbox. Oh, okay. So you basically like build your own games in the game? Yeah, you just build it. Okay. That could be fun. Yeah. What games let me see that. What games started as Gary's mods? Gmod itself began as a mod for Valve's Half-Life 2 before becoming a standalone game. Oh! Interesting. Fun. But yeah, no one responded to my question, so I'm gonna just probably do whatever I want for that. Yeah, sorry, my mom sent another message. We're coordinating a gift for my brother and sister-in-law right now, so she's sending some ideas. We're spitballing back and forth right now. But yeah, so I guess I'll yap a little bit about what I have planned for my birthday stream. I am taking that day off. I kind of have this idea in my head. I haven't fully formulated. The main event is going to be a D&D stream, of course, where it's going to be our D&D stream. But I kind of have formulated in my head this idea that we're going to do like play through all the Halo games. Like I said, a lot of y'all, I met y'all through my Halo streams. So I thought it would be really fun to play through all the Halo games as kind of a celebration of how I met everyone. It would like all come together. But I haven't fully formulated in my head what that would look like. Some of the games take longer to get through than others, so some it would be feasible to do back to back. Others might be kind of a nightmare, you know. others might be a bit of a nightmare. So we'll see. It might be over a couple days, but I kind of wanted to try like a 24-hour Halo stream. But I don't know if I have the endurance for that. But it sounds fun in my head. Basically, it sounds fun in my head, but I don't know if I can accomplish this. Yeah, maybe I'll do a Discord poll to see how. I forgot to create the Discord. It's okay. All of y'all that want to be in my Discord are in my Discord, so. But yeah, maybe I'll do a Discord poll. Stardew Valley is always fun with all my all my mods. Marathon, all of them legendary div. We would never get through the game. Wait, what if all we did was we can't end stream until we beat Halo 2 Legendary? How long did it take us to get through Halo 2 again? How long to play through Halo 2? I feel like it's like 4 to 5 hours, right? 9 to 12 hours. What? Oh, if you're rushing through on easier difficulty, it could be 6 to 8 hours. Or if you take your time to find all the hidden gold terminals, will push your playthrough. It would actually be so fun to do a Halo 2 Legendary playthrough over the course of a day. I would be down to try that. Do y'all think I can beat Legendary Halo 2? Do y'all believe in me? what we might have to temper our expectations by the end of the day. Like, beat the first level of Halo 2 on Legendary. Might be our new running goal. 18 days stream. I can do it. Maybe I can beat it in a day. I'm sure. You never played any Halo? Oh, you sure? You in for a treat. That's the I mean, Halo and Morrowind, I feel like, of my older audience, it's Morrowind. Of my new audience, it's Halo, I feel like, is what brought us together. There's some other stuff mixed in, but if you think about Viri's eras, it was Morrowind, Guild Wars 2, Halo were kind of the spike points. Colin, you gotta believe in me. Oh my gosh, guys, you gotta believe. You gotta, you know. But yeah, so I think, anyways, we have the D&D campaign. We have Halo. I want to do a group game of some kind. I kind of had some ideas. We could do like an open, like a server, so like Minecraft or something like that. Or we could do something where we only play it on stream. So GeoGuessr was one thing I thought would be really fun. I didn't have too many other than that. I thought, there's a drawing game to play as a group that's pretty fun. Jackbox is pretty fun. We have a couple of options. Are you a Morrowind fan? Morrowind's my #1 game. The only problem with Morrowind... So, back when I used to stream Morrowind, super fun. I met a lot of awesome people. Obviously, it's where I met Cobra. Like, I met a lot of really awesome people when I streamed Morrowind. It was chill. It was great. This is back in 2016. I tried streaming Morrowind I think it was like a year or two ago. And I was dual streaming. Twitch wasn't that bad. But I got some very interesting chatters on YouTube, for lack of a better word. And they were not there to be nice, let's put it that way. And it was just kind of a hassle to moderate everything. Because Morrowind is already kind of hard to stream, because when you switch between monitors, the game crashes. So you can't really moderate chat very well when you stream Morrowind. So it was already kind of annoying and a hassle. And so also dealing with that was double not good. So unfortunately, I think if I stream Morrowind, I'll just stream it on Twitch. It'll be a Twitch exclusive. I want to have a members only YouTube stream. I don't, as part of my birthday celebration. I don't know yet what day that would be, but I do want to try that because, you know, one of the things for YouTube, first of all, I just want to do it. But secondly, one of the things is when you offer membership, YouTube's like, oh yeah, it shouldn't just be emotes. You should also do like content just exclusive to them. So I kind of want to try that. Because Twitch technically has subscriber mode, but it doesn't have the concept of an entire stream that only subscribers can see, which is like, it seems very chill. So I want to try a members only stream. I don't know what we'll do yet. I think that might be my test run cooking stream for the actual main event cooking stream. I think is what we're gonna do for that. But I want to try that as part of my birthday week. I don't know if anyone will show up to that, but we're gonna try it. People can just watch the VODs later. And I haven't decided. I think the Twitch only stream is going, like, I want to use something special for YouTube and something special for Twitch. I think the Twitch only stream is gonna be my karaoke stream, just because I don't want to deal with YouTube copyright issues. Group checkers would be pretty fun, yeah. You'd be down for Jackbox. Jackbox would be really fun. I would be down for some Jackbox. It's one of those games that has a hardcore fan base, like Final Fantasy. Yeah, that's true. It does have a very, very hardcore fan base. One thing I also thought would be really fun, if I can figure it out, is there's this game called Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes. I kind of want to see if I can rope Cobra into playing this game with me on stream. The general concept is that you have a manual to defuse a bomb, and you're you basically, one person's trying to defuse the bomb, they can't see the manual. The other person is using the manual to try to help them defuse the bomb, but they can't see the bomb. And you have to coordinate with each other. Oh boy, Cobra's in for it. I want Cobra to do it, and then I also want to see if with the integration, I can somehow have chat try and help me. The only issue with that is the lag. I think is going to cause problems with that concept, so I don't think I can do it. But I definitely want to deal with Cobra if you're down, Cobra. I was gonna send you a Discord message about it later, but I guess early spoiler about that. I want to try that. I think that'd be really fun. So yeah. I mean, like, I'm celebrating my birthday, but I don't know if this sounds cheesy, but I also kind of just celebrate, like, getting to know all of y'all for the past year. You know, it's been, like, a really, really great year. I've gotten to meet a really, like, a lot of super cool, awesome people. So I kind of want to celebrate that, and also obviously celebrate the people that I've known for a long time. So it's a little bit of a sappy week, but I think we can enjoy it together. I'm a proud member of the Cozy Cat Cafe. I hope, yeah, that's what I might have to see when you're free, Cullen. So at least we have one person that would hang out at the member. Well, no pressure. I'm not saying you have to hang out for the membership stream, but it would be nice to obviously schedule the membership stream around someone actually being able to attend the stream. So we'll figure that out. But I want to celebrate Twitch. I want to celebrate YouTube, but then celebrate like, yeah, I think it'll be fun. Cover. I already have the game. So it should be fine. I just send you the manual. It's like a PDF or something they give you access to. I think if you use something like DXVK, it might fix changing Windows. Oh, for Morrowind? I'm gonna have to look into that, because ever since I upgraded to Windows 10, I know what you're thinking, but I'm not joking. Ever since I upgraded to Windows 10, back in like 2016 or something, I don't remember when it happened, I was never able to stream Morrowind again. It's kind of a bummer. It was a iconic turning point of my stream, from going to a Morrowind only stream for like 6 months to being a variety streamer. It was the Windows 10 update that turned me into a variety streamer, because it stopped me from being able to stream Morrowind. Hi, Blue. Hello. Oh, hi. We're not doing demo tier list anymore. Nah, we're just doing a chill yapping stream. It's been a long couple days. So, and then the last tier list dude knocked me out. I can't trust those demo games. Some of them, they're not optimized for motion sickness, and it just ruins the stream if I start feeling icky. We all miss Windows Vista. What an icon. DirectX to Vulkan should also fix random DX9. Dude, older games are so hard to stream. Knights of the Old Republic is another game that I want to stream, but I run into issues when I try to stream it. It's kind of annoying, you know? Hello! How are we doing? I'd say we're doing pretty good. We're yapping up a storm. How are you? We're trying to figure out how to stream old games without running into it just crashing your whole life. You got Knights of the Old Republic to stream, but it's the actual worst. Yeah, it's like you can do it, but it's such a hassle to set up. It's such a hassle. So, like, is it worth it? I mean, it's a fun game, but it's one of those that it's probably more fun to stream off stream, you know? There's like 1,000 demos yeah, there's so many demos. It's hard to parse through all of them. We'll see. Do y'all know? Wait, what's that? Off to work now? Oh, off work now. Okay, that's nice. It's always nice to be off work. But yeah, unfortunately, a lot of the games we like to stream, we just they're kind of a nightmare to stream. A lot of games, not a lot of games, but there are some games that they intentionally make their game hard to stream. So, Knights of the Old Republic also attracts a ton of people who want to backseat or spoil the game. I run into that issue with some of my games that I enjoy streaming. I'll say it. I run into that issue with Halo. I love streaming Halo. It's very fun to stream, but it's a game that isn't conducive to chatting with stream. I can't look at chat when I stream Halo because there's spoilers all over the chat, and I tell people to stop, but also, like, dude, if you're playing a story-based game and, you know, there's lots of shooting and lots of things happening, you don't have time to also aggressively moderate spoilers in your chat. All you can say is, like, guys, stop spoiling stuff. And then at some point, you just stop reading the stream. Or stop reading the chat. Because I don't want spoilers, you know? Like, I love streaming to y'all, obviously. I wouldn't stream if I didn't like it. But I don't like games being spoiled. So sometimes I do prioritize playing the game and enjoying the experience and not having things spoiled. But yeah, I would say Halo is an incredibly difficult game to stream. Because there's just spoilers everywhere. I need mods. I do, well, when I was streaming the games back then, I didn't have a mod. I do have that now. I underestimated the enthusiasm of the community is I guess how I'll phrase it. Have you tried unplugging more when unplugging it back in? Yeah. I uninstall and reinstall that game all the time because it's so quick to reinstall, you know? Don't know how to shop about Halo because we've been chasing the gyro node being 12 play multiplayer. No, I feel it. I get it. It's like, it's kind of hard with really old games because at that point everyone expects you to already know, you know? It's kind of the same as I was reading One Piece and someone said a spoiler about the arc. I was not here. It was like with some of my friends. They're like, they were chatting about something, and I was like, spoiler. And I said it as kind of like a joke, right? And they got like really offended. They're like, how can you say stuff about spoilers of like a 10-year-old, you know, arc? I was like, oh, I mean, it was just a joke, but like also, everyone's at different points in their journey, you know, like. I feel like if you know someone's new to something, you don't have to spoil it, even if it's old, you know. So I kind of look at games the same way. If you know someone's first time, even if you like everyone else already knows, it's always nice to let someone else experience that same thing, you know. I don't have time to play other games right now. I'm busy with Path of Exile 2. Have I heard of Path of Exile 2? Yeah, I have heard of Path of Exile 2. I have, yes. Path of Exile scares me. And Path of Exile 2. The skill tree, skill web is what I call it. Absolutely terrifying. Terrifying in every way. I can't do it. I've tried playing Path of Exile and getting into it because the concept seems fun, but like, let someone else have the same experience as you by not spending. Exactly! That's the great way to put it. Yeah, like you want to let someone else have the experience. Oh yeah, what's the score? 0-0? Oh, dude, it's gonna be a nail biter. I kind of want them to tie 1-1. I know no one likes a tie, but it would be such a great story to their camaraderie. Like everything that's been happening, like you know, they can celebrate that each of them got a goal on the other. I feel like that would be such a great celebration. Mexico has great defense. Mexico has just always been very strong at defense. I don't know as much about like South Korean soccer, but Mexico is usually pretty good about that. 5-0. You want Mexico to 5-0 Korea? Oh my gosh. It's gonna be 0-1. I do want Mexico to win. Like if one has to win, if one country has to win, I do root for Mexico. So I would like Mexico to win, but I think a 1-1 would make me happier. I think they'd be stoked either way. like they're so chill. Both the countries are so chill with each other. They're pretty close, like the fans. So no matter what team wins, they're gonna celebrate tonight. You know, like they're gonna be happy for each other. It's a great like sports brings people together. Like the world brings the world together moment. South Korea has been getting better and better. They have a strong team. I think that like a lot of they've been like building their program, haven't they? Um, it's pretty cool. I think a lot of like different countries in Asia have been really working on their programs and improving them. It's been pretty cool actually. I'm gonna snooze this. I'm gonna snooze this ad break. Twitch has not been letting me snooze ad breaks lately, so I'm glad I finally got that option. What's that, Colin? You're reinstalling more right now just to uninstall Tomorrow all over again. It's like League of Legends. What if we just had a week of League of Legends for my birthday? That would be fire. I was proud that chat pretty much steered clear of spoilers in Soma. Yeah, chat was great about Soma. There was one spoiler. I got one spoiler in Soma, and that was it. It was unfortunately a very important thing that I got spoiled on, but you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. Overall, YouTube was fantastic about Soma, you know? Oh, thank you so much for the sub. Thanks, lol. Lol. Sorry. I can't say it lol. And then my it like was hard to say, so lol. The kind of them always they played good the last 20 minutes. Ooh, you make empanadas for a living? Dude, I'm so jealous. Oh my gosh. Dude, I love making empanadas. I love empanadas, but I mean, I do like making them, but the frying oil is kind of a hassle. And sometimes making the dough just right is also kind of you got, you know, I mean, you make it for a living, you know. But beef and potato. Beef and potato is my favorite empanada filling. So good. Empanadas are kind of an interesting lately because I feel like they've gone kind of mainstream. So they went from being like really inexpensive street food to costing quite a bit to get one. So I don't know how I feel about it. Kind of meh, but it's also nice because you can get empanadas everywhere now. So I can't really complain about that, you know. Ocean Amplifies here. One wants an absolute shutdown. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Colin. Oh, I hope they enjoy their memberships. I had someone come into a comment on one of my shorts, and they're like, "Hey, thanks for the membership." I was like, I mean, it wasn't me, but glad you. I hope you enjoy your membership. Do I have Twitch partner? No, I have Twitch affiliate. So, I mean, it's basically the same as Twitch partner. I have people can sub to me in bits and all that. I think the only difference is I get different revenue splits. I think partners get better revenue splits is like the main benefit of the partner program, but I don't worry too much about that. But yeah, thank you so much, Colin. Thank you, Lil. I appreciate both of y'all's support. Doing it without proper equipment, they're tough. Yeah, I hand make my empanadas. I have this kind of trick that I figured out with plates, but you know, I've been making empanadas for a long time since I was a kid, though. So like, I kind of have a strat down for that. I did try recently because I was making a big batch of them to do oven baked instead of frying them. It kind of had mixed results. If you change up you have to change up the dough to make it like work in the oven. So it's not horrible or anything. You just have to I had to experiment with the ratios. You can't open Twitch with your company network. Oh wow, that's kind of funny. They block Twitch. I mean, dude, be safe. Don't get in trouble with your company. Y'all know. I always say you got, you know, work job first, prioritize that sort of thing. So yeah, definitely don't get into trouble with your company. But yeah, very small. Follow the rules. Aggressively follow the rules. There is a couple times where we were in Japan where I like would read a sign or something and I'd say like, "Oh, it says do this." And they'd be like, "But what? No, just do this." And it's like, but it says this, and then it would turn out that like the sign was just mistranslated or something. And so by the end, yeah, I do think my friends were getting a little. Val's so used to my rule following, you know. He's very used to how like my like need to follow the rules, so it doesn't really phase him or anything. But I do think by the end my friends were kind of like they don't experience this day to day of how I am, so I think they're a little like, come on, you know. But I was like, no, we gotta follow the rules, we can't jaywalk or you know, stuff like that. The rules are rules. But I also know people don't usually do. I'm a little too into rule following. I just like it, you know. It makes me happy, and I think that's good. It's important to be happy. But the signs, exactly, the signs, the rules. You can bake. Baking's it's a very good skill to have. I highly recommend everyone learn how to bake. You can make some pretty cool stuff with it. What manga am I reading right now, by the way? Yeah. So obviously y'all know I've been on my perpetual One Piece saga. I mean, okay, first off, to preface this, y'all know that I have very, is very the correct word. I read a wide variety of manga and manhwa and, manhwa, and I don't necessarily, like, I read so much that it's not all high quality. I preface this importantly because everyone's like, you know, they expect the big ones like I don't know, again, One Piece, or you're reading like a Spy Family, or like all the classics or whatever. Like recognized names. Now, okay, so currently on my reading list, if I open my manga app, where'd it go? The stuff that I've been reading recently is... So, I was reading this one manhwa that's called My Warmonger Husband. I also read through the entirety of the Archduke's Adopted Saint. I've a homebody, but I've transmigrated into a dark captivity novel. The Bangri clan's unwanted granddaughter. This is just all the stuff on my, like, reading app. Falcon Princess. Oh, The Mother's Contract Marriage. So that's all the stuff I read within the last week. I read a lot of stuff on my app. And then also, I did a reread of the... What was it again? Hold up. Sorry. I'm trying to remember what it was called. It's on my manga shelf. If I go to my manga shelf, I can pick it up for you. What was it called? Let me go the Mask. Oh yeah, I was reading The Margrave's Daughter and The Enemy Prince. No, but there was another one I was reading about like a mask. I forgot. But I was reading this other one about this like demon vampire hunter. And then what am I reading in Shonen Jump? I also have my Shonen Jump app that I was Sorry, I think I'm rambling a lot more than y'all probably care about. Oh yeah, I was reading Jujutsu Kaisen Modelo. I was finishing up that. And then I had one other on the Shonen Jump app that I was reading, but I can't remember what it was. Anyways, I'm reading a lot of stuff in the last week. Hello, Eclectic. Hello, Eclectic. You look like you eat cheese. I don't know if that's good or bad, but I do eat cheese. Do you like horror? I'd recommend Dark Gathering. Let me see Dark Gathering. Dark Gathering. JoJo? I haven't dived into JoJo. It's not... Oh, I've seen this one! Didn't the anime come out for this recently, I feel like? Within the last couple years? I feel like it was within the last couple years. But I don't watch a lot of horror. I'm kind of a scaredy cat. But I'm always... I watch and read anything and everything. Like, I kind of call myself I'm like a raccoon, like a trash panda of manga. I just read it all. I've been into a lot of light novels, though, recently. So my manga reading has gone down somewhat. The sign would never lie. What's my favorite trashy manga? Oh, that's such a good question. Oh my gosh, what is my favorite trashy manga? I read a lot of trash. Oh! Jeez, what is this called? So, okay, there's this one manga series, that I read that, like, you ever hate read something? Or, like, it's the same with a series. Like, read or watch. You find something and it's like you enjoyed it at the beginning, but then it got worse and worse over time, and you're like, wow, this is just terrible. This is a terrible story. I'm not enjoying it. I'm just watching it to like talk trash about it, you know? Like that's I read some stuff like that. Specifically what I'm talking about, is it the Dragon Knights Beloved? Okay, yeah, it's called the Dragon Knights Beloved. And it's this story about this guy. He's a Dragon Knight captain, and he basically, you know, they ride dragons and they kind of like worship them in a way. And then this girl is a maid, but she takes care of the dragons, so all the dragons like her, and it's this whole thing. And then like the Dragon King hatches, and he gets really attached to her, this dragon, and so they kind of, the knights kind of like adopt her to go live with the dragons, because the dragons are now really protective of her because their king likes her. I know it sounds trashy, that's the whole point. But the reason I started hate reading it instead of just enjoying it is because there specifically is this point. Obviously, the Dragon Knight and the maid fall in love. That's not a surprise to anyone, right? It's a trashy romance. The problem is not like they're like she's describing how she feels about him, and she literally says, yeah, you're like a brother to me, but she says that like romantically, and I was like, what? Like I literally stepped back. What? You know? So now I'm just hate reading it because what? So yeah, that's probably the trashiest thing I'm currently reading. I do hate read it though. Hello! Sorry, I was rambling about manga. So I missed that. I want to warn you that, yeah, Russian machine is very kind. Oh! we always are open to kindness here. Comfort trash is valid, but god, dude, it was wild. But every time I see that manga, when I would go to the store, I would buy it. I hate bought it. This happened in like the 3rd volume or something, and I still haven't read the last volume. It's on my shelf. It's an 8-volume series, believe it or not. I haven't touched the last volume, but it's there on my shelf to hate read when I'm in a really bad mood, just to like, you ever like when you're in a bad mood, you kind of want to carry those feelings? That's that manga for me. You know? But anyways, yeah, that's to answer your question, Colin, about trashy manga. You read One Piece from chapter 1 to 13 thrice from top to bottom now, and now you just catch up on it weekly. I just completed the Water 7 saga. And I need to write all my thoughts in the book club for it, and I have a lot of thoughts. The most interesting part actually for me right now is I'm on like the follow-up arc after it, which is the little like kind of, you know, I guess like wind down arc. And there, for One Piece, before every chapter starts, like the front page has art, but it's art that tells an important story for One Piece. Like part of the lore is built in these like front page, first pages of chapters that have nothing to do with the actual chapter. They're just like a little pretty art in the front. Some of them is just pretty art, but some of them is like telling little mini stories about other characters in the world. And currently, the arc that's on that mini page, these like short pages in the front, is very interesting to me. And it's telling me a lot of suspicions I have about some of the lore we're going to run into later. So, yeah, I'm very, I kind of want to just skip and read all the, like, the front page stories for this one. Any Korean manhwa. Most of the stuff I listed at the beginning are Korean manhwa because I use a reading app that's a Korean manga app. So a lot of the first stuff was listed for that. JoJo Part 2. For horror, do you know Frank and Fran? I do not. I really don't read or watch any horror. I'm too much of a chicken. Do I watch manga? No. I meant read manga, watch anime. How the art style, maybe you like the art style much more than the story. For which one? For Frankenfran or for JoJo? JoJo's the one that I think I mentioned about the art style. Yeah, the art style for JoJo. Sometimes it's like hard to get into a series for me, specifically because of the art style. I'm petty with how I read. Although Colin, was it too trashy? Dude, I can list other trashy ones. I am a very big fan of vampire stories, so dude, I've read a lot of trash. I've read a lot of trash. I'm not ashamed about it. You know, it's like you enjoy what you enjoy. There's no reason to be ashamed of like enjoying, I don't know, like vampire or like fantasy or isekai. It's like, you know, if it's enjoyable, it's enjoyable. I think we can make 100 things Viri hates at the end of the stream alone. Make a list! I've never owned something just to hate its existence. Maybe I have a problem. No! Wait, what? Korea scored? No! Mexico, I'm happy for you, Korea, but also Mexico, get it together! Get it together! I need them to win. Break a rule in front of Viri. Yeah, breaking a rule in front of me. I mean, I already banned some bots, so that y'all already got that in the bingo card. Oh, Mexico scored! Okay. Oh, the goalkeeper for Korea made a mistake. I see. I just saw the 1-0 and read Korea, and my brain stopped after that. Let's go! Sorry, I apologize for your ears for a second. Let's go! Mexico scored! Spoilers! I'm spoiling the World Cup for everyone. Well, Juan started the spoilers, so I'm just repeating it. Nice! That's exciting. Exciting! Yuri, our ability falls in love with his abductor who like breaks his legs in the middle of things. Oh my gosh! It's like yeah, like a train wreck you can't look away from. No, I have a lot of stories like that. It's like I just can't look away from it. Now I'm curious what you're thinking. I wouldn't acknowledge it in chat because any response is spoiler. Yeah, that's the problem. We're gonna have a spoilers only One Piece stream when I get through the manga. Like catch up, of course. I won't get through it. Like catch up to the manga, and then we can spoiler away. Pepsi is in the country. It might be one day if it gets enough. You know. Wait, what did I say that has YouTube saying Diet Coke or Coke talking about soda? Did I say soda? I might have said soda. Man, I got like a dozen World Cups to catch up. Dude, you gotta get on it. You gotta get on it. The World Cup, it brings the world together, you know? Diet Coke or Coke Zero. I don't like either. I'm not a fan of either, actually. I don't drink a lot of soda. Actually, when I was in Japan, I was surprised at the amount of soda I drank. I think it's because it's lower sugar, so it didn't feel as like gross to drink, but I actually ended up like with a lot of like drinking a decent amount of soda. Zero is vile. I've never I don't like either. I mean, like a regular Coke is nice sometimes if you can split it. BlackRock's gonna buy the US, dude. Ugh. Better than Diet. I like I said, for me it would be neither, but I just except if you put like a Fanta or an Orange Crush in front of me, I will destroy that, dude. I love orange soda so much. If you made me choose between Crush and Fanta though, I would pick Crush, which is a little controversial, but I do like Crush better. Bum, bum, yeah, I don't know. I don't think people drink much soda anymore. Like maybe at restaurants, but at home, I don't think people drink as much anymore just because it's kind of gotten expensive. Dude, a pack of soda, I mean, sure, you can get it at Costco and it's a little bit cheaper, but in general, it's gotten pretty expensive to drink soda. Like, overall, it's kind of hard. Do you know no country that isn't in Europe or South America has ever won the World Cup? That checks out. I could believe that. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Yeah, I mean, South America and Europe cover a lot of the like the top contenders in the World Cup, so that makes sense. But I want to say it's someone else's year. I want to say it's someone else's year. There's that goalkeeper versus was it versus Spain? Cape Verde, right? What was the goalkeeper that was like absolutely goalkeeper Spain? Yeah, Cape Verde's Volzenha Yosimar Diaz. Yosimar Diaz. He's a 40-year-old goalkeeper, and it was his first World Cup. Absolutely destroyed. He did so good. You don't like orange flavor? I like it only with soda, you know? You go find a place to watch the World Cup. Good luck! I hope you enjoy watching. I hope you know, team rooting for win, but I hope more the Mexico win, so I hope you're rooting for Mexico. I want them to tie personally, but what's that? Oh, excuse me. Oh, excuse me again. Goodness. But I want them to tie. But if someone has to win, I am partial to Mexico. For sweetener and 0. Crush is top. Dude, Crush is so good. Welsh Grape has a soda? I didn't know that. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Alicia. You just enjoy instant coffee, not the refined one, just a bag of instant coffee. Do you do like the little, there's the little like tube packets that you pour in, right? I've seen those. Those look kind of useful. They were I saw a lot of that in Japan. Do you know who's won the most? If I had to guess, is it Brazil? Did Brazil win the most World Cups? Let's see. Who has won the most World Cups? Brazil. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. When I played a lot of soccer as a kid, I used to be a Brazil fangirl. Probably half because they won a lot, but I did like the way they played. They had like a very flashy style of playing that I wanted to emulate. But as I've grown up more, I've leaned more towards rooting for Mexico, personally. I usually root for Mexico and then one underdog team. Unfortunately, the underdog team that I wanted to root for because of the relationship with Mexico is South Korea. So hopefully they both make it through their bracket, but we'll see. I cold brew tea. I've gotten really into cold brew, like cold brew fruit teas. I've been doing a lot of. They've been very enjoyable. I was right. It was Brazil. Nice. Yeah. Brazil. I feel like is a pretty safe bet for that. I used to watch World Cups like very intensely. Like I'd have like 2 or 3 TVs on at different parts of our house, and we'd like run between the different TVs depending on what was happening in the game. I kind of just do highlights and stuff now. It's just so hard to watch the World Cup now, if I'm being honest. They don't make it very accessible like they used to. And I know there's means to watch it outside of, let's say, the conventionally recommended ways, but again, I'm a rule follower, so, and I don't want to pay a lot to watch the World Cup, so it's kind of a bummer. Like I said, the whole point is soccer is so universal, you know, it brings the world together. I love the World Cup so much as a kid because it just brought the world together. And we still have seen instances of that throughout the world in this current World Cup, but I feel like it's just not as accessible financially as it used to be to enjoy that camaraderie. And in the age of the internet where it should be so much more accessible, it is kind of a bummer in my opinion, but what can you do? I feel like I could go on too long of a rant for that and it wouldn't be fun. The other cooks put it on the radio station in Spanish, was mostly understood. Dude, watching World Cup coverage in Spanish is so fun. The announcers are so excited and animated. It just makes you so like hype. Every moment of the game, you were just so excited. You're like, yeah, you know, dude, I love going or like listening to announcers for like from Mexico. I also like going to a lot of just like Mexico games. It's kind of I was planning at first to go to some World Cup games, but this was a long time ago when they announced it. But the it just was priced out. I couldn't justify the pricing. You probably could go to bracket games and it wouldn't be horribly expensive, but it's just too pricey. We can watch the highlights. They're hype as fuck. I love it, and I don't care much. But it's great. It's like it's the same as when you watch esports. You always want to find the hype announcer. You know, I mean, sure, are there announcers that will explain things better? But I'm not watching to be explained to. I'm watching to be excited. So I'm a fan of like hype casters as long as they're not over the top. But I do like my shoutcasters. I think Telemundo was airing the World Cup for free over the air antennas. Oh, dude, W for them. It's I mean, I'm sure in Mexico it's being broadcast just like people are. You can go to like a random what do you call it? Like an open area, you know, where a lot of people, I guess, like kind of like a park area or something. And people will probably be putting it like on a screen for you to go hang out and watch. They don't care. I mean, it's the same as like I don't know if y'all know how obsessed Dragon Ball, like, or Mexico is with the Dragon Ball franchise, but when there's gonna be a big Dragon Balls fight, they basically shut down, like towns shut down, and they just they just start like you can go to parks or like random areas and they'll just start filming them, and it's kind of funny because like anime studios have tried to get Mexico to stop doing that, but because even the government is on board with these free showings of like watching they call it, it's like a big match for them. It's like you know how people get really hyped for the big wrestling fights here. For them, they get hyped with like the big like Goku fights. And they like literally cannot stop it because even the government's on board for doing these showing these. So, dude, Mexico, they love their like group watching events. It's very fun. Right? Yeah, but if they're not outside, they usually or they're not inside. They usually show them outside, like in squares, like or things like that, like town squares and stuff. What did Comunidad Dragon Ball did translate to Dragon Ball Community? Colin's just gonna start speaking in a bunch of different languages in my chat, and then Google Translate will take care of the rest. It's funny. It might be right. It might be wrong. Who honestly knows? That's not the important part. The important part is that Google thinks it's done something. You know, you gotta give them. You gotta give them a little high five. just a little one. You make them feel a little bit better about themselves, I suppose. Oh, excuse me. Yeah. Tell them. Oh, you have a little W emote. Oh, that's so cute. Well, I think this is a good stopping point. We've been 2 hours of yapping. My voice needs a little rest. We never did decide what we were gonna do for tomorrow, but that means I'm gonna decide on my own. Y'all also never confirmed if you wanted the rigging to be a surprise or for me to stream it. So that's also gonna be a surprise for you. You may or may not get spoiled to my model early. You know. So it'll be a nice little surprise for you. A nice little surprise. But as always, oh, y'all gonna hear you Nutella Borg. 5 more minutes. 5 more. 5 more. Oh, sorry. I was getting a message. I gotta head out. We gotta end before the 2 hour marker, else we'll have an over 2 hour yapping stream. Queen dude. Nutella is the queen. She's very excited because her parents get tomorrow off, so she expects to be spoiled. You don't care about spoilers? Okay, we might do it. I want to stream tomorrow. I just don't know quite what I want to stream yet. I won't be streaming in the evening because there's this like paint game that everyone's playing. It's called Mecha Chameleon. And my friend group wants to play it, so I'll be playing during like my night hours. It'll be a day stream because night is gonna be taken. I'm gonna be playing with my friends for this Mecha Chameleon game. So, yeah, I haven't really looked at gameplay. I just know it's hide and seek, but you can paint yourself to like blend in. I think it's gonna be very fun. I'm not gonna stream it because again, these are like friends, and you know they don't like do streaming stuff. But I'll let you know how it goes. I'll let you know how it goes. If it's fun, maybe we'll play it together. We can ask for 60. Let's just arbitrarily demand that Viri do a 24-hour stream. If I ever did like a longer stream, like a 24-hour stream, would people hang out? That's why I've never you know, I've never done something like that because realistically, I mean, there would be points where like just we wouldn't be hanging out, you know? Yeah, dude, I'm in it for the friends club. What's that, Pink? Algorithm brought me here for random, but you like my model design. Oh, thank you so much! Yes, I'm a big fan of my model design too. Very cute. You'd probably lurk and listen to the yaps as usual. I bet I could yap for 24 hours. Wait, I've told y'all, I actually want to create the concept of competitive VTuber yapping just to see who would win. I don't know how I would put it together, but I want to have a competitive yapping competition with brackets, and then we'll see who the #1 yapper is. Well, 67, 67-hour stream. That would go well for us. I think I would definitely tap out, but I think maybe I could do 24 hours. It'd be fun. They have a ZATSU award, but I'm talking about like you put them in a bracket and you figure out a way to make them like versus yapping, like 1v1 yap competition, you know, and you knock the other yapper out until they move up the bracket and there's only one yapper left standing. I don't know what that would look like, but I want to invent that. You know, I win by having the comfy voice. That's the goal, you know. Except when I get too excited and then I start yelling a little bit. Yeah, exactly. We would like make a rubric and we judge them. They'd be like 1v1. You'd have to figure out a way that would judge it that would be fair because obviously it's impossible for people to have the same amount of viewers. So if you just had it on viewer votes, then people would unfairly vote for their viewer over, or like their streamer over, not just because of their yapping prowess, you know? So you'd have to have some way to balance and figure that out. But I have high hopes for this idea one day. Oh, that's funny. I waved my fan over my webcam. It's like kind of messing up the tracking. But yeah, I have high hopes for this idea one day. First, I have to make enough VTuber friends. I have one. I have one VTuber friend, and then one VTuber. I can't claim friendship, for I'm too nervous to chat with her, but I do lurk and watch her streams. So maybe one day I could reach out to her if I am brave. She would probably take the win, though, for a yapping stream. She's just very enjoyable yapping. Like little chibi, it would instantly win on Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, if you had like chibi or something, dude. If you have a Nemi Nightmare, that would also, I mean, it would be small. Oh my gosh, if you brought out the big players, that wouldn't even be fair as a competition. Imagine if you only had the biggest yapping streamers together, dude. This bracket, it would go on for weeks. It would never end, you know? You talk too much already. You lurk for the next 10 to 20 streams for compensation. we must bring back all is right with nature. All is fair in love and war and yapping. Exactly, dude. It'd be so fun. I like I said, one day I'm gonna come up with this idea. I'm gonna make enough VTuber friends to make it happen, and we're gonna have our competitive yap fest. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. I want to believe. But y'all have managed to trick me into 5 minutes of yapping. I don't know how y'all did it, but you did it. So I hope you're proud of yourself, Colin. But yes. Unfortunately, I am heading out. There will be a stream during the day. I don't know yet what I'm doing, but, you know, no pressure to show up because it's definitely 100% outside of stream hours. But if you want to hang out with me, I'll be here. Yeah, you guys got your over 2 hour yaps. See, that's dangerous because as soon as you go over 2 hours, then people will say, okay, but what if you can do 3 hours now? You know, it's like you're training for a marathon, but you're training for the ability to yap longer. And I've just set the bar higher, unfortunately. 55. That's what I'm saying. You see, as soon as you go over the 2 hour mark, the next obvious step is the 3 hour mark. it's dangerous. You did ask nicely. That's true. We do reward kindness on this stream. But mostly I think it's just it's just trickery. It's just chat tricking me. You can hear Nutella's borking up a storm. So it is time when Nutella starts her borking for us to head out. You see, you got a little stream ending right there. But yes, I am heading out, everyone. As always, I hope you have an absolutely fantastic evening. I hope y'all do something really fun. If you can show up tomorrow, that'd be cool. If not, no pressure at all. I don't even have the time set yet, so it's gonna be completely random surprise for all of us. It depends on what time I wake up because it's my day off, and I'm gonna sleep and enjoy myself sleeping. But yes, I hope everyone has a great evening, and I will see y'all tomorrow maybe. If not, I'll see y'all on Monday. Good night, everyone. Bye!